Welcome to the pre-macro workshop video. Timer started. This Saturday we're having a macro workshop, and I'm just going to kind of review what I do as far as macros, and hopefully in the workshop everybody else can talk and I can just listen and learn. But I'll show you how some of the macros I use and to get the juices flowing, I guess. And it's sort of a review for me on how I use my macros. Here's my layout right here. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, so anyway, let's just look at some of the macros I'm using. If I go to sheet 0, which shows up on every sheet of my layout, I'm in layout right now. I've got a macro right here, which is U, and it's a file name. It's a file name. So I don't know if I've ever used this, but if I ever go back, whenever I print up a set of plans, I always go PDF, and this will always show up in PDF, and so I can see what layout I'm using. Version, pins, layout, junk. Okay, that's one place I use it. Here's another place I use it. That's the name of the plan file itself. That's the plan file that's associated with it. The main plan file is associated, and this is the layout that's associated. I don't know, that's what I use. This right here, all this information, the client information, that's actually coming from you. It's coming from client name. Client name. Of course, with every layout, you go to Tools, Project Information, and you can get to client information, right? I think I actually typed in my own address and what have you. Oh, maybe I didn't. Yeah, no, that's a macro too, and that goes back to Tools, Designer Information. All my information right there. That's where that came from. So if I change my address, which I did recently, whatever, it shows up on every sheet. Where else am I using macros? I'm going to get to some nothing there, I think. Actually, there is a macro here on this right here. Site plan, 1 inch equals 10 feet. Version, pins, plan 7, option G, junk. That's the plan file that this is coming from. So when I print a PDF, I can tell which, clients are so crazy these days. Things are constantly changing. It's getting nutty. I do that for everything. Plan 7, option G, junk. Another little macro that I'm using there. No macros there, I don't think. Let's go to sheet number 3. It's the same thing. Sheet number 4. Do I use any macros here? Not really. I think on the floor plan, the only macros I use, and I don't. Later, I'll show you a macro that I've used that I started using, but it didn't work very well, and it was kind of a custom macro. But most of the macros I use are the macros that Chief provides. The names of my hang on. How do I do this? Oh, what am I in? I'm in the plan. General. Show room label. Yeah, see, I never show room label. I just use my own labels. Do I get a room label on this thing? Probably not, huh? Where's it? Oh, room labels right there. Turn it on. Yeah. And it's unspecified. See, I don't even specify my rooms anymore. This is what I do. I do just kitchen, and that's my stuff. And it's actually a rich text. By the way, Jim, and this is the only macro I use, the room height. Now, I think Perry actually uses the tab. I think Perry uses global room information, room floor elevation. 0, yeah, a U. And so he would say, floor elevation. That's what he would say, I think. And that's 0. That's 0. That's not even finished floor elevation. That's floor elevation. So I don't use that because I don't have a lot of steps, and it just seems to confuse things, I guess. I don't know. I don't do it. Another macro I use. Where's another macro? I guess maybe I don't use. That's why I'm having them workshop, because I don't use this stuff, and I'm sure there's good stuff that I could use. So I use macros here. Jesus, is sad. I don't use that many macros. Oh boy. Do I have any more macros? I got to have a macro here somewhere. Is that all I use? Holy camoly, man. Oh, I'll show you another macro I use. 13, 14. Oh, sheet number 1. Here's another macro I use, and this is sort of an interesting macro. This is my BMP that we have to sign for the city of San Diego. And since I use the SAM, this kind of just comes with the SAM. And see this, the address and the name? That's simply a macro. Because if I open this up and if I go, I thought it was. Yeah, it's a macro. Client, street, and name. So I don't have to muck around with that. So that's kind of nifty. That's another macro. Now, so obviously I don't use a whole lot of macros. And I'm sure there's some macros that I'm forgetting about. But I'm going to show you a macro that I started getting into a while back, and it just really didn't work very well for me. And anyway, it didn't work very well for me. All right, let's see. You know, when it comes to square footages, I had this one particular project. It was in the city of Coronado, and I had to figure out the area analysis, not only the floor area ratio, but the coverage issue, and blah, 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 blah. I had to do all that stuff. And chief, bless their hearts, they kind of figure out the area themselves, but that doesn't work for me because, first of all, I'm not sure if I've included all the rooms that I draw in the area, so I have to double check that. And the garage is different. Do I include a fireplace pop-out? Do I include that in the floor area or not? You know, that kind of stuff. So I like to use closed P lines for my areas. That's my dish. That's actually a house. Yeah. And this is the garage. And so the square footage, and the square footage is 470. I can quickly check it. And I can 1955. I can, quickly check it. But now on this one particular project, I had so many different areas. It was really tough to keep track of. And so I came up with this little thing, and I'll freely admit right now, it wasn't an overwhelming success. But if I select these two things, and I'm not going to get into, and this is the kind of stuff that we might talk about in the workshop. But watch this. Once I select that back first, I mean, I could change that down to existing floor area, okay? How's that defined? See, it is, I think it's a macro that Jerry Teacher taught me, and it's pretty complicated stuff, to be quite frank with you. But that's the square footage. And now if I pull this over to here, that's the square footage of, it should be the garage. I chose the wrong one, okay? But now look at what numbers just got filled in here. I don't know what numbers just got filled in there. It should be in there somewhere, I think. Back first. 422, is that right? No. There you go. That's part of the problem. But I was 1954. Is that a number in here anywhere? I don't see it. What about, I mean, it was complicated, 470. Do I have 470 in here somewhere? Oh, porches, right there, 470, square footage, a new front porch. That was automatically, and now watch if I change the size of this thing just a little bit. The square footage should go up to, now it's at 579. Let's see if I look down here, it's 579. For porches, decks, and front house. So, I mean, for a real complicated thing, I started trying to get into that, but as you can see, it was a lot of work, to be quite frank with you. And then when you had some closed P solids on top of other P solids, what is this arrow right here clicking onto? I mean, that was part of the problem that I was having. So I think really, instead of identifying this via this arrow, I'd like to be able to say, get a macro for this area right here. And so no matter what I did, I didn't have to have a stupid arrow pointing to it. I knew there was a macro that told me how many square feet this was, and I could take that number and plug it into my area analysis right here. Same with this garage right here. Wherever the garage is, wherever it is, this right here, there it is, right there. If I could just say, What is the area of that? Have a macro somewhere that didn't depend upon this arrow, which I don't think is very reliable, and have that number get plugged into this thing. That's why I want to do the square footages. So anyway, anywho's, anything else I can add on this on the macros? Probably not. That's how lame I am on macros. I see back porch, front porch. At 1954 somewhere. Here's another one here. The street, the address. That's another macro for me. So whenever I do this stuff, I don't have to type in the street. It's the client street number, and it gets typed in automatically. Oh, I know what I want to do. This is what Perry does, and I guess this is a macro. Let me see if I can do. I started doing this a little bit, not a whole lot. Cancel. Oh, layer box labels. This is what Perry does, and I don't know where my layer box label is. Layer box labels. Oh, wrong text size. I don't know. Where is it? Label. Oh, specify label. Site plan. Oh, how about this? And now go to insert, global, plan information, drawing scale. That's what Perry uses right there. And I just haven't switched over to that. I just put my own stuff in there. But actually, that's really a smart way of doing it. That's a little macro that I think Perry uses. Let's see. Layer object properties. So where's my layer box label? I don't know. Oh, where is it? What am I doing? I got it there, but I don't have. Label. Specify label. Site plan. PLAN. Insert. Global. Plan information. Drawing scale. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is much better than what I've been doing. Much better. I mean, that's slick. I got to switch to that. I really do. And now all I have to do is go to Object Layer Properties, Labels, Define, Copy, Box. Oh, how do I want to do this? Cancel. I want to copy this. I want to make this CB 10, cheap blueprint, size is 10, and it is, I'm not sure if this is important, but layout. Is that important? Probably not. So this needs to be changed to cheap blueprint. And what I said the size was 10. No, I forgot what it was now. 10. A cheap blueprint 10, and I want to do it by color. Okay. And the layer box labels are blue. How about blue? There. And obviously I chose too large of a scale. So, bump. Layer box labels, and not CB. I want to change the layer box labels. Change it to this one. Is that the right size layer box labels? Yeah, that's not bad. Right there. There it is. Site plan 1 inch equals. It's not the right color though, is it? Blue. Define. Edit. Oh, by layer, you nitwit. Okay, okay, okay. It should be, yeah, there's, now it's a nice blue. That's the blue I expected. And that's what Perry does. I like that. I got to start doing that. I got to switch over to it. Let's do another one real quick. Let's do my, ain't that interesting? Oh, I got layer, oh. Yeah, see, this is Perry's label right here. This is how Perry would do it. And so label, automatically label. I don't want to automatically. Yeah, so this needs to be right slash, I don't know, north, 1, 2, 3, scale, global, plan information, drawing scale. Yeah, there you go. That's what Perry would do. And I like what Perry does. Oh, is that the scale? 1 inch equals 1 foot? 1 inch equals 1 foot? What you talking about, brother? Oh, this is 1 inch equals 1 inch? What are you talking about, man? Oh, that's interesting. Open. Label. Oh. I can't use automatic scaling on that, you knucklehead. 1/4 inch. It has to be typed in. 1 foot. Yeah, that's what I'd have to do. And if I want a line underneath it, oh, there you go. Can I put a line underneath it? Oh, that's something new. Oh, there you go. That's something. I can't put a line underneath it. Is that right? Let's check it out real quick. Doop. Layer box labels. Text style. Edit. Oh, there it is right there. Bold and underline. There you go. That's what Perry would do. Oh, and that's weird. Yeah, see, I don't like these automatic labels for whatever. Look at this is the automatic label. So I wouldn't use my automatic label. I'd label, specify label, roof plan, 3 1/8 inch space equals 1 foot. There. Oh. Now, do I want that the same scale as this? Well, I suppose. I guess I could. Suppose I wanted it different. Suppose I wanted that text to be a little bit different. Suppose I wanted that text to be different. Hang on. Label. I want the label on. I want that. Okay. I gotta think now. There you go. I can't control. All the labels are going to be the same size. I can't have a different size label there than here. Is that good or bad? I don't know. It's just a question. Oh, here I'm not sure if I would want I'm not sure if I would want a label for my door schedule. Not sure if I would want a label for my window schedule. I might not. Probably not, because I already have my own label: door schedule, window legend, whatever. General, yeah. So I'd have to go through this and get rid of some of my labels. They're all going to be the same size. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, cabinet 1. Yeah, I think I just assumed give my own labels here. I wouldn't want to use the layout box labels on my cabinet elevations. Just thinking. This might not be a bad one. Specify label. X for section 1, 2, 3. 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. Actually, that's not bad. I think I'd rather probably do Perry's labeling situation versus mine. And quite frankly, layer box labels instead of cancel you. Oh, I forgot this. Object layer properties. Instead of 0.4, I might want to go to 0.2. Yeah, maybe that's what I want. Yeah, that's better. That's the size I want. Oh, but I don't know why my underline in there. Oh, I know why my underline in there because no. I know my underline in there because I go over to here, layer box labels, and cancel you. Cancel you. That's not what I want to do. It's like this. Layer box labels. Define. Edit. Bold. Underline. By text color. Okay. Okay. And blue's fine. Nice party blue. That's not bad. I like Perry's method on this better because, you know, if you have a slab floor or a raised foundation, you might want to shuffle this around just a little bit instead of having to do my system, which is a lot more complicated. Now, suppose I wanted to go. Suppose I wanted to cancel you. I wish we could do double lines. 1, 2, 3, because maybe I want the plan file name, plan information, file information, name. Yeah, maybe I want that, but I don't want that to print to be all that big. So, I mean, now I'm stuck back again. Anyway, that's really not important, that the name of the file in this particular situation anyway. Let me go a little bit further along here. Sections. Yep, same here. I do roof frame plan. I think I'd do Perry's method on that. I like that. Foundation plan. I wouldn't do my foundation plan. I got to get away from that and do my labels. So you specify labels. Foundation. Oh, plan 1, 2, 3, 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. Done. And there's Perry's label. Pull it up like this. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. So I think I don't know. Is oh, what do I do with this thing? You. Label. Oh, 1/4 inch. My bad. Okay. Anyway, is that big enough for you? That's good, big enough for me. 0.2. Anything else? Electrical plan. Yeah. You know this. I think I'm going to switch to Perry's method. Perry's method is much better than mine. That's the end on macros. That's pretty much all I would have added to macros. So hopefully you guys have some better ideas than me, and that's the end.